Math in 3 with Mrs. Z. This video is about factoring a quadratic with a GCF. A GCF can happen when a quadratic has 2 terms or 3 terms. It is something that we want to look for every single time that we factor before any other method. If you reference back to the flowchart from video 1, you will see that GCF is at the very top of our flowchart. So let's get started with a few examples. Actually going through the process of factoring each type. Alright, this video is on checking for a GCF. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to check for that GCF, and I'm looking to factor it out by dividing all the terms of the quadratic by the same amount. Remember, that can be a number, that can be a variable, or it can be a number and a variable. So looking at the numbers 3x squared plus 9x, I notice that both 3 and 9 are divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide that out. I notice that I have 2 x's in the first term and 1 x in the second term. That means I can also divide out x from both of them. The GCF is then 3x, since both terms can be divided by that set of numbers and variables. So what I'm going to have is some numbers in the inside them. So I'm going to divide 3 divided by 3 is 1, x squared divided by x leaves me with 1x. I then have 9 divided by 3, that's going to give me 3, and x divided by x, that leaves me with no x's, so then I just have 3x. So when I factor this out, I get 3x times the quantity x plus 3. I can always check factoring by distributing back and verifying that it gets me back to that original problem that we started with. So the first thing that I notice here is I have 2a squared minus 18 is that both 2 and 18 are even numbers, so they will both be divisible by the number 2. I don't have a variable in my second term, it's just 18, so I can't have a variable as part of my GCF. The GCF goes in front of the parentheses, and then I divide. 2 divided by 2 leaves me with 1 times that a squared. And then negative 18 divided by 2 is negative 9. Factored out another GCF. The second example is 3a squared plus 9a plus 6. So I'm asking myself, what number do I know that divides 3, divides 9, and divides 6? There is no variable on this last term, so I cannot have a variable as part of the GCF. What number divides 3, 9, and 6? That number would be 3. GCF goes in front of the parentheses, and then we divide it out. 3 divided by 3 cancels to 1. Positive 9 divided by 3 divides to 3. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. You can always check factoring with a quick multiplication. Many times GCF is not the end of the factoring process, so make sure that you continue to follow your flowchart to see if you can continue to factor. This was Math in 3 with Mrs. Z. Please like and subscribe below. Thanks!